So we're making a spring vegetable pasta today. This is a dish that I developed to celebrate the arrival of warmer weather and non-root vegetables into the green market scene. We've got spring onions, some fennel, bacon, cheese, pasta. Everyone's happy, especially me. Yesterday I ran over to the Union Square Green Market and picked up these awesome spring onions. So here we've got some purple and green scallions, and then some super young scallions right here. And finally we've got the avocado toast of chefs. We've got ramps. Very intense flavor in a small package. Definitely an oniony leek flavor going on, but then sort of a garlic bite too. Basically you want to work with the freshest, best tasting spring onions that you can find, and a little bit of fennel. We have a few fennel haters at the office. They definitely were a little worried that it would be very fennel forward, and it's not. It's just a background sweetness in the sauce. And if you don't like fennel, this pasta will help you change your mind on that. I separated the dark green from the white and light green parts of the scallions. This is definitely a case where having a bench scraper is pretty clutch. And special effects. This could be going through some squelchy stuff. Plowed through all of the spring onions for the sauce and now the fennel. So you're just gonna core it and slice it super thin. Taking the sliced fennel bulb, adding it to the white and light green parts of the scallions because those take a little longer to cook down. We want to keep a super green, bright sauce, and therefore we'll keep the green separate and cook it as little as possible. We've got some very thick cut bacon here. And then we're just roughly chopping it up. You can, of course, cut it up before you cook it off, but for me it's way easier to cook and then cut it up after. Yeah, I thought about using pancetta, but I wanted to switch it up. We want to sweat the onions down, cooking them and softening them without getting any color on them. Quarter cup of water to sort of jumpstart the softening process, as well as a pinch of salt. One little trick for keeping a bright green color when you're making a soup or puree is using a touch of baking soda.
Baking soda preserves the greenness of your vegetables by preventing a chemical reaction that degrades chlorophyll under high heat. It also breaks down their cell walls, softening the vegetables quickly so you don't need to overcook them.
And you'll see super quickly how the vegetables immediately start to soften up and break down. That's gonna mean no problem in a blender. If you're not using baking soda, it's a little grainier. It's time for the star of the show, the bright green tops of the ramps and scallions. Just dump them right into the pan and stir them around so they get incorporated. It smells pretty great in here. Onions and bacon fat. So once the spring onion tops have cooked down a little bit, we'll add in some heavy cream. So at this point, we just want to bring it up to a simmer, cook it down a little bit till it's thickened slightly, and then we're gonna go over and blend it. You want to blend it while it's still warm, ideally while it's still hot. Just get blending. So granted, this is a high-speed blender, but you could see how quickly everything broke down.
So green.
And it's super green. Fine mesh strainer is certainly an optional step. The sauce is smooth enough as is, but for me, it's one of those things I can't give up from restaurant days. Keeping it on low heat, and I've been cooking off some orecchiette. What's great about them is they sort of have little pockets for catching creamy sauces. So the pasta goes into the sauce along with half a cup of pasta water, the bacon from before, increase the heat to high, And you're just gonna finish cooking everything in the pan. So you want your pasta just shy of al dente and done, like 30 seconds before you would normally pull pasta, and finish cooking it in the sauce. And then we're gonna add a bunch of fresh cracked pepper. Of course, a little grated Parmigiano. How's this for Foley sound? Super, super tasty. I saved some of the fennel fronds from the fennel. And then finally, one thing that I also picked up from the green market, these beautiful nasturtium flowers. They're super peppery and delicious. So you can eat them whole, or you can take the petals off, but for me, I think they're so gorgeous. Pretty much it. Spring vegetables in a bowl with pasta. Can I eat this now?